Unicef Online Auction for Action. I have to look every time I say that because I always want to say it the other way around. Auction for Action for Unicef's programs for children in the Philippines and worldwide. We're very, very excited that you've come to see and hear about this event because for us it's a really important step towards fundraising events and increasing the number of supporters that we have for UNICEF here in the Philippines. Many people, when they think of UNICEF, they think of the United Nations, they think of a big, huge institution loaded with funds. But in fact, UNICEF relies entirely on voluntary contributions, some from governments, but also from private corporations and individuals. And as time goes on, we know those private contributions are going to be more and more crucial for our work. So building up our network of what we call champions for children, supporters in the Philippines, is absolutely crucial for our work. So that's why we're doing this, that's what it's all about. But also, we want to raise awareness of the key issues for children in the Philippines and our key areas of work. Now, you've seen the film. It's actually a very succinct way of saying what we do in the Philippines. But just to give you a little bit more detail, a little bit more of an overview, we work really focused around reaching the hardest to reach communities and the most disadvantaged communities in the Philippines. And often, in many of our communities that we work in, that means Visayas and increasingly Mindanao. The difference between the situation of children in some of the communities in Mindanao, and I don't know if you travel to those areas, is a huge gulf of difference from children living, say, in Metro Manila or Metro Cebu. And we have to try and help those children have the same rights, same services, the same life chances as other children all over the Philippines. So that's really what UNICEF's here to do, to make sure we don't leave any children out, to make sure we give all children a chance to develop to their full potential, as we call it. So we work in education, and a crucial area is early learning. There's three areas that will give a child significant chances of finishing school. And one of them is if they're exposed to early learning before the age of 5 or 6. As you know, many children up till last year only went into primary school at age 6. That's very late for a child's development because their brain and their learning at the age of 2 and 3 is huge. Their capacity to learn at that age is huge. And if you don't stimulate their learning, stimulate their development, then they're more likely to drop out as soon as they get into primary school. So we're building, supporting daycare centres, training daycare workers, trying to get every child exposed to early learning at that stage. And then we move on to mainstream education, also health programs, trying to make sure children are healthy, that they're protected, both in the first weeks, hours even, weeks of life, through into up to adolescence. And then in another important area of our work I'll just touch on is child protection. You saw in that film, the figure often spoken is 250,000 street children in the Philippines. Now we've all seen them in Manila almost every day that you wander around, but every one of those children are very vulnerable to exploitation, to being abused, because they don't have the protection around that a child does if they're living at home. Linked to that is a figure also people don't often hear about, which is that 1.7 million children in the Philippines do not have a birth certificate. So they're born and there's no record of their birth. And that is another factor in their protection, because if you're not registered, you're unlikely to go to school, you're unlikely to get any training, and then what are your life chances? So those areas of protection, trying to make sure children are counted, are protected and given an environment, even if it's not with their parents, where they can get to school, where they can get life chances. That's a crucial part of our work. So that's what we do. How does it connect to all of this? Well, I'm going to hand over to two far better qualified people to talk about that than I. And we're very pleased to have our two very special advocates for children which is Daphne, Osena, Paez, and Bianca Gonzalez here this afternoon. And they're going to talk you through what you see in front of you and a little bit of how they're involved with Unicef. Thank you, ladies.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for coming. Wow. I'll talk a little bit about the work that I've been doing for Unicef and what led to this, and Bianca and I will walk through the amazing pieces that we have here. I became Special Advocate for Children of Unicef about a couple of years ago, and most of my work was focused on promoting exclusive breastfeeding from the moment of birth up until 6 months, and then complementary feeding all the way through. Now, what's the significance of that with Unicef? Well, of course, it's scientifically proven that only breast milk, not substitutes, but only breast milk can make your baby smarter, make your baby healthier, and immune to diseases. So we've been going around the country from as far as Sarangani in Mindanao to promote this, and now we are expanding our role to cover most of what Unicef is doing, and we thought this year let's bring out the issues that Unicef deals with. Let's bring awareness to what we do, and not only that, also raise funds for Unicef, because although people know Unicef, everybody recognizes the logo, people know it's about children, it's associated with the UN. What people don't know is that Unicef relies completely on donations from individuals and corporations. So we need to get that message across and to build awareness about Unicef. Before I go on, Bianca?
Yeah, same as Daphne, I have been working with Unicef as a sort of supporter also for a few years. And as opposed to Daphne, I guess my main advocacy would be children's education and kakabit na nun, health, again, being against violence sa mga babae at sa mga bata, magkakabit lahat yon. And we've also gone around to different daycare centers or public schools around Manila and even around the country to check how Unicef has affected the lives of children there. It's nice to see kids running around in a public school in Bicol, tapos yung backpack nila may logo ng Unicef, yung mga nabigyan ng supplies nung nagkaroon ng iba't ibang calamities. It's nice to see it firsthand kasi before officially being with Unicef, isa din ako dun sa mga nag-sign up just to be a donor. Yung one-time donation, ganyan. And syempre in a world, in a country pala where it's hard to trust where your money goes, you know, napakauso ng corruption. It's nice to see na yun palang dinonate ko dati na maliit na amount na kaya ko. It really goes somewhere. And it's nice to see that talaga. It's very reassuring na hindi siya nabubulsa or anything. And as Daphne said, siguro every year we'll try to do something bigger to be able to help in our own little way. And it's very, very important na to stress that me at first when I heard of Unicef, because nga it has the name United Nations within its name, akala ko parang dami-dami ng funds, yung manyawan nila, kahit ano kaya nilang gawin. But working closely with them, you'll really see that it's pure donations talaga, whether it's from a multinational or whether it's from a student na yung konting savings niya, ibibigay niya to Unicef. It's purely based on donations talaga. So, with the help of our friend, Daphne and I vlog, so, pero yung mga vlog namin, simple vlogs compared to you guys. So, with the help talaga of social media, it's so easy to spread the word now about awareness. Not lang how to donate, but even to know, or to help people know what Unicef does in the country, I think is a big step. So, thank you all for taking time and for coming. And Daphne is the mother and founder and brainchild of this project. So.
Well, we were brainstorming earlier this year about what kind of activity we could do that would raise awareness and interest a lot of people. Now, as you know, I have a TV show in ABS-CBN, but it's a privately produced show. It's all about interior design and architecture. So my world has been about design in the past few years, and even before that, with F, I've been doing a lot of also interiors. And on the side, I've developed my own brand, focusing again on furniture and things. So I thought, you know what, why don't I meet all these amazing, iconic artists, Philippine art and design is thriving. Why don't we bring them together and come up with an auction? So that's how it started. Initially, we were going to have this live auction with a gavel and everything, but none of us had done it before, and it was a big logistical nightmare. And then we figured, it's digital age. Everything is happening online. Everything is on Twitter and eBay, so it all came together. And eBay Philippines is our partner in this. We are going to have the online site live on May 25, and all the items will be available for bidding, not just in the Philippines, but also internationally. So that was a great solution for the logistical thing. At the same time, I have to note that asking the artists and designers was the easiest thing. All I did really was to sit there in my room and use my phone. Everything I did, done in 4 hours. Everybody said yes. That means they're so willing to help, so dedicated to helping children through the programs of Unicef, and it was really, really touching to see that happen. And I was so excited. I said, wow, this is so easy. But of course, that was just the beginning a few months ago, and the rest was a lot of hard work and coordination, and this will all culminate on May 25 in an event in Greenbelt where people could see the actual pieces, but actually we will be relying so much on our blogger friends to get the word out, because this will be an online voting thing. So you don't need a PayPal account, you just have to sign up with eBay Philippines, and then anyone can bid, whether you have a credit card or not. You can even pay by check. So let me talk a little bit about the pieces. Bianca and I will talk about it. First of all, we have, of course, the icon of Philippine industrial design, Kenneth Cabanque. He's based in Cebu, but his work is known internationally. He's donated 2 pieces. I think you have it all in your press kit. One piece is his newest piece. It's called Harry. It's a play on words, actually. It's a hairy. It looks like a sheep. Yeah, like sheep, and lots of hair and lots of fur. But it's a little bench that rocks back and forth. So it's a bench for adults, but it also could be a plaything for kids. So it's a really amazing piece, and I think that it will be a lot of collectors will want to have a piece of that. And he also has, which is in the banner over there, that lamp. Those sticks are actually little people. He calls it Boomtown. The original piece had won an award. It was a lamp with little people, and now sky lamp, but now it's a floor lamp. So he's donated that. So we have Kenneth Cabanque, and then we also have here in front of me. This is Vito Selma, a young industrial designer who is actually currently studying in Milan, and his works have already been bought by the likes of Nelson Mandela and royal family all over the Middle East. Now, this piece has won a few awards. This is called the Geo. The original one, this is wood. It looks like chrome, but it's actually wood if you want to touch it. It's amazing. I mean, it looks like origami, right? This is a table. Kulang pa siya ng glass top. Lahat yan table. So, kailangan may glass top. So, imagine how